I shall never tire of representing her. Maman, 1999, Louise Bourgeois. The theme of mother and child is a central motif in Western art. For centuries, the Virgin Mary has presented the ideal of the protective mother to which all women should aspire. In our own post-psychoanalytical age, however, the vision of motherhood has become more ambiguous and complex, especially in the work of female artists. Louise Bourgeois drew on painful memories of childhood trauma to create her tribute to her own mother, who had died when the artist was just 21. When her father made fun of the grief she felt, she attempted to commit suicide by throwing herself into the river, but the tragic loss of her mother was the catalyst that prompted Bourgeois to take up art. Maman is an immense steel spider, supported on 8 legs, which enables the viewer to walk around and underneath the sculpture and look up at the vast body suspended above them. A mesh egg sac hanging down below the body holds 17 white and grey marble eggs. Bourgeois' mother had worked in the textile business, repairing tapestries, and the artist saw a parallel between her weaving and the spider spinning its web. While many people are repulsed by spiders, Bourgeois thought of them as helpful, friendly creatures that rid humanity of diseases. Fear response. People who view the huge spider report complicated responses to the work, ranging from feelings of being sheltered to extreme anxiety. The scale of the work, which dwarfs anyone looking at it, it is more than 30 feet, 9 meters, high and 33 feet, 10 meters, across, can make the viewer feel like an infant looking up at an all-powerful mother, who is at the same time protective of her eggs and vulnerable as she balances on her spindly legs. Bourgeois revealed that a prime motivation for her making art was to overcome her fear, in this case, possibly the fear of abandonment on her mother's death, and the fear she may have felt for her own children. Ultimately, Maman can be seen as referring to many maternal figures, the artist, her mother, and a mythological or archetypal mother. When it was installed at the Tate Modern Gallery in London in 2000, the sculpture overlooked 3 steel towers entitled, I Do, implying love and commitment, I Undo, indicating an unraveling, and I Redo, suggesting reparation and reconciliation. In all 3 towers, Bourgeois placed a bell jar containing small sculptures, each one a reflection on the mother-child relationship. In I Do, a mother and child embracing, the good mother; in I Undo, a mother distracted and a baby crying, the bad mother; in I Redo, a mother connected to her floating baby by an umbilical cord. Louise Bourgeois. Born in Paris in 1911, Louise Bourgeois first studied math at the Sorbonne before turning her attention to art, and working with Fernand Léger. Following her marriage to art historian Robert Goldwater in 1938, she moved to New York, where she focused on sculpture. Her early works were in wood, bronze, and marble, but she later used unconventional materials such as latex and fabric. Bourgeois died in New York in 2010 at the age of 99, having achieved artistic renown in her 70s. Other key works: 1947 The Blind Leading the Blind, 1950 Sleeping Figure, 1974 The Destruction of the Father, 1993 The Arch of Hysteria. In context. Focus: motherhood in art. Before 3rd century Virgin Mary with Christ on her knee in the Roman Catacomb of Priscilla is perhaps the earliest version of a subject that will come to dominate Christian art. 1789 Elizabeth Vigée Lebrun paints a self-portrait with her daughter Lucy, a tender evocation of mutual affection. 1973-79 American artist Mary Kelly produces postpartum document, which charts all her infant son's developmental stages. After 2011 British artist Jenny Saville paints Mother and Children, showing herself, pregnant and holding 2 babies, based on a famous cartoon by Leonardo da Vinci.